Welcome to Schools and Parks in Lindsay Part 1. I've broken this segment down to 4 parts, the north, south, east, and west ends of Lindsay. I'm going to put a disclosure out here because there's a lot more in the beautiful Kawartha Lakes than just Lindsay. There's areas like Bobcaygeon, Fenland Falls, Omemee, Little Britain, Manila, Oakwood, Camray, Cameron, and Pontypool, just to name a few. But I live in Lindsay. The brokerage where I work and own is in downtown Lindsay. I go to dinner here in Lindsay and I bank and shop here. So, starting in the north end of town, we have one Catholic school. It's Pope John Paul. It's a kindergarten to grade 8 school. It's been here since about 1980, and it's linked to a St. Mary's Roman Catholic Church. Children in the area either walk to Pope John Paul, and there's also a school bus service as well. There's 2 public schools. Parkview Public School that goes from kindergarten to grade 6. My children went to Parkview. They took a school bus, but I would say that a lot of the children walk to school. It's on Adelaide Street. It can be pretty busy at pickup and drop-off times if the children are expecting a ride home with their parents or guardians, just an FYI. And Alexandra Public School is located on the corner of Colburn Street and Sussex Street. It's also from kindergarten to grade 6. Alexandra is a walking school. Students live in this area that go to that school. The senior public school for these schools is Central Senior Public School. It's a beautiful, historic school. It receives kids from Parkview, Alexandra, Queen Victoria, King Albert, Leslie Frost Public Schools, and it's for grades 7 and 8. I went there. By visiting the school board district and using My Bus to School tab, you can enter the address of your home and it will outline which school your child will attend from that address. It's very handy. Write it down. A lot of times children will play at the playgrounds at the schools. It becomes familiar, it's a good place to meet up, but let's not take away anything from our beautiful parks. Elgin Park is located off Angeline Street and it backs onto Parkview School. On one side, there's Lindsay Lawn Bowling, and on the other, there's a splash pad for the cooler summer cool downs. There's a lot of green space, some sun shelters, washrooms, and there's paved walkways too. Northland Park is off Albert Street and Sandline Crescent. You can also access it from the trail through Laurie Boulevard. There's a playground, lots of grass for things like soccer, maybe even lacrosse, and don't forget the swing set too. Mayor Flynn Park is newer. It has a beautiful playground and there's lots of hills and slopes, so this is a favorite place for tobogganing. The easiest way to get there is off Alcorn Drive or Edwin Street, although I know lots that slide over there from Rogers Road too. Pioneer Park is on the smaller side. It's located off Lindsay Street North, and that bridges a gap for playing space to where the newer builds that are happening by Jennings Creek area. And a little further up from there is Springdale Gardens. The park there not only has a playground, but there is enough land to have maybe a game of baseball. It's mostly friends from the neighbors' yards, and it is also close to Jennings Creek. Welcome to Wilson Fields, home of many soccer fields, playgrounds, and several baseball diamonds too. In the summer, fall, it's been home to the midweek farmers market. There's lots of parking and it's a nice central area behind Loblaws. And probably the most well-used park in Lindsay is the Ken Reid Park. The Ken Reid Park is further in the north end of Lindsay. Most people will drive there. It is 110 hectares, which is 272 acres of land that provides protection to forest, meadows, and significant McLaren Creek wetlands. There's 12 interconnected trails that almost totals 12 kilometers. Besides for the outdoor classroom, they have hiking trails, a lookout, and a boardwalk. And one of the most used amenities there is the off-leash dog park. They even have a small area for small dogs and guard dogs if your dogs are spayed, neutered, and tagged. And there you have it. If you enjoyed this video on schools and parks in the northward of Lindsay, the beautiful Kawartha Lakes, please stay tuned for my next video on schools and parks on the west side of Lindsay. Thanks for watching.